start.
Sorry, can you repeat? Can I start?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, this way I'll share my screen. 1 second. And my camera. Okay. Okay, start timer. Yeah. Hey guys, nice to see you all here. My name is Maksim Nechaev. So this workshop is about team management in creating an MVP product, but MVP is already minimum viable product. So yeah, creating an MVP. So who am I? As I said, my name Maksim Nechaev, or you can just call me Max. I'm iOS software developer previously, and now I'm a tech lead at Snunu. What is it, Snunu? Cool question. It's the biggest super app in Qatar. We have food delivery, marketplace, a lot of services and stuff. Um, One important thing for this workshop, guys, I'm not a native English speaker and English is not my first language. So I hope it's okay if I miss something or say something incorrectly. Sorry for that. Yeah. Also, I'm founder of Masti. It's my startup. We are creating mobile apps. Actually, for now, we are working on iOS platform only. We do product development, so that means that we are working on our apps. We don't develop apps for someone else. We are working on our products. Our LAM app, it was the first app, is an app for content creators, for bloggers, for entrepreneurs, small and medium business. So that's content creator app. The Spally is the second our app. It's the best text speech AI app for us. By the way, LAM is AI app as well, and our markets are global. We have user from all over the world, I believe, but our main target markets, the USA, UK, and Australia. Okay, so the plan of this workshop. So it will take about, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe a bit more, a bit less. And presentation will be divided into two big sections. First, team management. Maybe, guys, for you, it will be a bit boring, but I'm not sure. I want to give you cool advices, a lot of tips about team management. I think you guys have your own startups, or you want to start your own company, or you want to be a cool leader. So it's very important to understand team management practices, and I want to focus on it on the first part of this workshop. And the second, it's our steps in creating a startup and getting to market. It will be true story, it will be my experience, and I will share with you. So plan of the first section will be task management, team management, weekly work, and story points and estimation. Okay, let's start with task management. But first of all, I want to speak about Kanban board. I really hope that you guys know what it is. But if not, anyway, I will tell you. In a nutshell, the idea is that you create tasks, you have different status, you have to-do column, and your team moves them around the board from status to status, tickets, tasks, and this allows you to monitor the progress of feature implementations in at any point in time. So in morning, day, night, you have core statuses. You can see performance of your team. You can see different steps of implementation and stuff. So All my advices will be based on these tasks and tickets. And if it is something complex for you, please read more about Agile and Scrum. And I think it would be really helpful if you don't know what is a Kanban board and about this methodology. What is it? Story points. I will tell a lot about story points. Story point is an abstract value of 1 hour of time. It can be more than 1 hour. For example, in our company, one story point equals 1.5 hours. And in your company, it can be one story point is 1 day. So different approaches. This is Kanban board. As you see here is backlog, Zoom review done in our company. We have like to-do column in progress, blocked review and done. So you can do it as lot as you can, as you want. So first practice, first approach is creating a lot of small tickets. I know that when you work with developers, I will try to describe all of this for you as for startup owners, as for leaders. Okay. So, for example, in your team, you have developer, and you'll face with the problem of 15 or 30 story points. Sometimes your developer can gives you really large and inaccurate estimations for implementation of the business features. It's not okay. What does it mean? It means that your the developer has misunderstanding of the task, or he just doesn't know how to implement it, or he need just investigate this task and separate it. So the most common approach here is divide big tickets to a lot of small tickets. For example, one 30 story points ticket you can separate into six tickets by five story points each. And small tasks estimation is much easier and more accurate. It's really important here. For us, for our approach, it is 25 story points per week. I can plan 30 story points on my developers if we need to accelerate our work. But 25 is really good pace. It is about 5 story points is 1 day for us. The maximum estimation for one ticket is 8 story points. So for the most complex tasks, it should be 8 story points. And in our practice, it's about 1.5 working day. Yeah. What we have to do these estimations, how we build the system in our company. So it's all about tag groomings and preparation. If you don't know what is it, I should clarify it. What is it grooming? Grooming, it's a meeting where business shows you what you should implement in your service, in your app. Anyway, uh, so, tech grooming is a meeting for all technical challenges. So, tech grooming should close all tech questions, and it's a great opportunity to dig in and discuss feature architecture. So, we are doing it inside tech groomings. I will speak more about tech groomings, but a bit later. What we are doing every day, we are doing full daily check. So every day we check every priority, epic, and task. That's a good question. What is it? Epic. Epic is the big feature. It can contains a lot of small tasks. Yeah, and we check every blockers. As I said, we have a separate column, blocked column, and in this column we put everything what is blocked right now, and we check it every day. We track it, and it helps us to not stop and to have good pace of development. So team should see that you keep a finger on the pulse, and it's really important. Let me speak more about team management. So first of all, in your company, in your startup, it's about team environment. There are no silly questions. So everything, everyone can ask everything every time. That's the main goal. Sometimes I think maybe always right now, right? After this COVID stuff, we are working remotely. We have guys from different countries, and sometimes we can't work in one place. And sometimes we have conflicts, problems, or misunderstanding. Please do not try to fix it, to solve it with the chat. Call is the best for it. Better with camera. And everyone should understand that he is part of the team. So motivational system in your team, in your company is very important. What we made more for our team, we created separate chats for devs. It was really interesting approach, and it was working. So this chat for technical discussion without any high management, without me, without product manager. Why we need this? It helps to keep good communication in the team, especially if you have remote team. Think about it. Um, the next approach is changing statuses. Guys, we should train the team to do it every time. It's very important to keep the board clear with correct statuses. So the whole this Kanban approach and all of the stuff is based on correct statuses and on clear board. Only this way you can track performance of your startup and time to market and all of this stuff. It really so you should explain why board should be clear for your managers and for your employees, I mean developers. It's really useful practice for release process, especially for startups, guys. When you launch your product, you start, your marketing campaign, and you'll face issues, bugs, and all of this, and you should have this release process. It shouldn't be like, I will release this feature today, I will deploy it at night, I will deploy it tomorrow or Friday evening. It's not good approach. So please, you should configure your release process, and correct statuses on the board will help you with this. Okay, about weekly work. um, let's go back to groomings and estimations. When you will have a team, or maybe you have a team right now, and you're a lead of this team, you need to get estimations from your developers. And to get these estimations on grooming is not so good approach from our practice. Most devs can't give you correct estimations right after they get a new epic description. They need time for investigation to understand how they should implement this feature. So where should they give your estimations? Tag grooming. Tag groomings is the correct place for all of this stuff, or for all estimations. The main point here that before grooming, they should research tickets, research epics, and find all corner cases in implementation. And after this, they should be prepared. They should have maybe questions to you, and in this way, the grooming will work very cool, fine. And several tag groomings for large and extra large epics are real good. That's totally fine. So, for example, if you want to integrate sign up, authentication and authorization system into your app, into your startup, you need this. Looks like large or extra large feature. So you should have three, maybe two, three, or four tag groomings to understand and to estimate it accurate. It's really important to have correct estimations, because when guys will have tell me investments, when you'll have big money, when you'll have big team, you guys will have deadlines You should do reports for stakeholders, and you guys should do it all in time. You should try to do it, and estimations and good team management will help you with this. Control scope of your tasks. Don't let anyone, even product managers, put tickets on board of your developers during the week to keep the good pace. From our practice, we put that maximum 2 free epics for a sprint is really good. If your sprint is 2 weeks, 2 free epics is okay, no more. Do not try to put everything for the first sprint. Your team will burn out, and that's it. Developers should ask product manager or you to prioritize tasks and epics. Priorities is really important. Do not try to implement settings screen if the main page is not ready yet. So priorities, that's really important when you are developing MVP. And the last one here is story points and estimations. What I said, we came to the conclusion with my team and my guys that 8 hours of coding every day is almost impossible. For example, you have 5, 7 developers and you try to push them to code 8 hours every day. It is very hard. So they will burn maybe for a week, for a sprint or 2 sprints. It's okay, but not every time. They will burn out in 3 months. And we plan 25 hours for coding for 5 days, for one working week. It's good pace for us and for our team. You should try to predict the risks. Don't plan important tasks more than a sprint. And you should keep in mind every time that, guys, everything can go wrong. So try to plan from 1 to 3 story points on some urgent stuff, incident management, production bugs, crashes. If you think that your app is beautiful, it's perfect, it's not. 99% that it's not. So let's plan some story points for urgent stuff, and priorities can be changed when you are developing product MVP. You want to implement this feature today, the next feature the next week, and after the next week you will pivot and you will change everything, and priorities can be changed. Your team should understand it, and it's totally fine. It's not unique case, right? Okay, that was the first part about the management. It could be much more longer, but there are a lot of stuff to tell. I tried to do it not a big, right? So the second section is about steps in creating a startup and getting to market. Based on true story, it's our story. So let's go. The first, guys, it's idea. So you should wonder about starting a business at least 1 or 2 months. It's not like this in Instagram Reels. Like if you have an idea, start right now, not tomorrow, right now. Sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's not. You should really understand, do you really need this? Do you really want it? And sometimes you need to create a plan, business plan, business model to build business model and to do all of this stuff before implementation and realization of your idea. So please do not rush here and put 1 2 months just to think about it. It's really it can save you a lot of money in future. And trying is the only way to know. So you can think every time, yeah, finally you should try, and you can be wrong, and that's totally fine. um, you need to be ready inside. I mean, your mental health, your mind, your mindset. You should you should learn it from the books, videos. If you want to know the name of the books, you can just Google it, like books for startup owners, books about startups. You'll find a lot of cool information with a lot of insights. So just do it and just read 2 3 books about this. And you can check videos. There are a ton of videos on YouTube about startup and all of this. Try to watch Y Combinator School. It's really interesting. And look at other entrepreneurs, follow them on Instagram, try to track them, to track their mindset. And it's really interesting how you can change your mind with it. The next is knowing the field. So you should look at market trends. It doesn't mean that you should do only trend stuff. No, no, no. I mean that every time we have some trends, and you should keep it in mind when you're developing project. So you have to research market and products a lot. Firstly, only after this you can think about implementation and put in some resources, right? Um, Find a good business area or niche. It is really important. If you choose the wrong business niche, you can lose a lot of money. But anyway, it's a great lesson for you, but it's better to not to lose, right? The money. And one more example here for us, for iOS, not on iOS, for mobile apps business. It's not good idea to start with to-do list app, because it's a really a ton of competitors in this niche, and if you don't have a brilliant idea and a ton of money for marketing, do not start this place. Yeah. And use Sensor Tower. It works for mobile apps. Sensor Tower, it is really good analytics service. You can check income of different apps, and it's really interesting. It can motivate you. So yeah, you can use this. So beyond solid force, the really important thing here that success usually needs a team. So in 21st century, to achieve scale and success, you guys must have a team. Must, yeah. So exceptional solo success is really, really rare. And guys, it's important. Try to avoid survivor syndrome. So if you know one who succeed on his own, you don't know 100 who failed, right? Um, and about starting small. So in startup business, from my experience, there are some areas. It's 4 main areas, right? Front end, back end, design, and marketing. Sometimes you don't need backend. For example, when we launched the first app, it was only iOS app with database, with local database, with local logic. We didn't need any backend logic, but yeah, we added this later. So you need front end or back end, and design and marketing. Please do not forget about design and do not forget about marketing. It's crucial. Maybe it's more important than just the front end or back end in some sites. Okay, and we will speak about this about design and marketing a bit later. Small teams can cover multiple roles. When we were starting our startup, I had 3 roles. I was iOS developer, I was product manager, and I was marketer. And it was really funny, but sometimes we need to do this, and it's totally fine to do everything on the first steps of your startup. Do not think that it's something bad. So, and the next insight from my side, that not always need a big team, guys. Sometimes small teams can move faster. If you want to read more about this approach with small teams, you can read the book Deadline. Yeah. some information about this approach with small teams. About the co-founder, uh, initially, right, my background in I have some background in marketing, iOS development, and team leading, and I thought that I don't need any co-founders. But I found out that I have one weak side, backend development. I'm not good in backend development. So that means that I need backend developer and maybe as a co-founder. Then I was learning from I learned from Y Combinator school about the co-founders. This guy told that, like, if you don't have co-founder, find co-founder. And co-founder increases chances of success. That's what the statistics tell us. You can learn more about this in Y Combinator school. Please check it. Selecting key players. As I said, my weak side is backend development. So I found co-founder, backend developer. So my co-founder is a backend developer. I took him for the first year, and after 1 year, I will decide, do I need him or not. It's totally fine to find a guy for some period to understand should he move with you or not. If we speak about future, it's really important decision. Both of us were senior developers. We were not students or junior developers. We were seniors, and for us, it's much more easier to implement the complex features and deliver it faster on the market. And then next, I want to speak about UI, UX, UI designer. Guys, it's crucial thing in your startup. Quality design and user flow will give you more money than clean code on the backend. That's the truth. Guys, please, if you are not designer, and please do not design by yourself. It's not so expensive to find designer, yeah, but it's very important. Think of how much Apple pays attention to design. People buy with their eyes in the 21st century. No one cares about your great functionality if the app looks bad. It's really important to understand here. About design, your goal is to make a user-friendly, beautiful design. So how you can do this? Just analyze your competitors and try to find weak spots, weak sides, and just try to improve it. Just to try do it better in terms of design, and that's okay, and that's enough. So setting goals and deadlines. So you should create specific tasks for designer, right? What should be implemented and what is the goal of it. I mean, do not write this, draw this red button. No, the goal, designer should understand the goal. And the goal is to increase number of purchases on the screen. This is the main goal, not just a red button. Okay. About the deadlines, my advice is to set about it's more about it's not about website, it's more about applications. But if you speak about applications, it's about 4 to 5 days per screen for designer. It's medium and good speed. So you can create MVP, design for MVP, I mean, in 1 or 2 months, and it will be really cool, user friendly, and beautiful. Do not try to do it by yourself, please, if you're not designer, of course. And every time it's balancing. It's balance between speed and quality. So don't try to do the best design ever better than an Apple. No, it's something in the middle between speed and quality. About services design in Figma. If you don't know this service, please check it. It's a really cool service for product design development and organization, task organization. It's Notion. And actually, it's not only for designers. In our startup, we have a Notion everything. We have there Kanban boards, documentation, database, ideas, milestones, goals, and a ton of everything. Um, as for us, we started with iOS only, as I said, so it was local storage. You can try Android if you don't have iOS developer. So, and we decided to add the backend a bit later. Here is the main goal, guys. The main goal is to make an MVP and get to market as soon as possible, to test this MVP and to try to find the first customers. That's the main goal. Don't try to do the best decision. I will speak about this on the next slides. Um, and you don't have for sure to build a spaceship on day one. A spaceship will be, but later, okay? And about simplifying, it's not advertisement, guys. You can use other services. It's not about this one. That these services that we have used. So use services. Don't try to do all by yourself from scratch on the first steps. It's not okay for MVP. You can use Firebase. It's really a good Google service that replaced, for example, our backend in terms of user authorization authentication. It works fine. RenewCat is a handy service for counting user purchases and tracking subscriptions. There are a lot of services as RenewCat, but you can choose another one. And Amplitude is a really good service for tracking actions, events within the app for analytics of features. That doesn't mean that you should track personal user data. No, I'm speaking about that, about tracking user flow to implement, to improve it, to improve the features and all of this stuff, to understand behavior, users' behavior inside your app. Okay, and realistic goals over perfection. So try to avoid trap of seeking perfection. I believe you all know this phrase. Perfection is the enemy of good, and that's the truth. So you don't need the best product on the MVP step. Try to focus on optimal workable solution. So uh, you will do this spaceship but a bit later. So you'll have step to step improvements when you'll have a cash flow, when you deliver your MVP, when you'll find first customers, when you'll get first money, when you will get first investments. You will hire more developers and you will go step by step improvements, and you will create a really cool system. But don't try to do it on the first steps when you're trying to do MVP. And I have three more in the end with conclusions. Um, First of all, working with a team boosts confidence. That's true. Don't try to be alone. Better decision made together, and the desire to grow the company. The first goal is desire of build something cool. You should not expect high income in the first 6 to 12 months, maybe more. If you need money, if you want money right now, try to find a job. Don't try to create startup because it's not so easy as it was in 1999. So yeah, uh, um, you are more likely to put your savings into marketing. I'm not sure that it's a good idea to put your savings. For me personally, I just had a salary as a senior and tech lead developer, so I split it and I just took part of my salary and put it into marketing. Yeah, and it's important to understand the risks and take them. So there is no need to be afraid, guys. So, but if you are, it's normal to be scared. It's normal to worry. Everyone goes through it. And even Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and all of these guys, they were scared and they were worried. So It's totally fine. Do not think that it's something bad. And the last, remember, you will lose. You'll only lose if you give up. Believe in yourself, and you'll be fine. Just take action. That's it. Thank you for being here. I hope it was helpful for you.
Thank you so much. So I'll be posting the workshop attendance form in the chat, so if all the attendants can fill that out.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye.